Hello and welcome. Today we'll be discussing a little book that you may have heard of by the name The 5 a.m. Club. Sound familiar? I previously made a video concerning this book. Much more vlog-like and raw. But here I am again where I will be giving my quick rundown of some highlights and some lowlights of this book in the hopes of answering the question, is this book right for you? Now let's get to it. The 5 a.m. Club is a book written by Robin Sharma, which touts itself as a revolutionary morning routine that helps his clients maximize their productivity, activate their best health, and bulletproof their serenity in this age of overwhelming complexity. But alright, we are not here to discuss the validity of those claims, but we are here to discuss if this book is a worthwhile read for you. And so I will not be discussing too much of the actual content within this book, but I will be discussing the writing, the style, and the delivery, as I found those things to be quite important when actually making my way through a book. So, as mentioned, I'll be discussing 3 key highlights of the 5 a.m. Club, as well as 3 key lowlights within this book that may help you make a very informed decision. It does contain what it says it does. A revolutionary morning routine that has helped Robin Sharma's, clients maximize their productivity, activate their best health, and bulletproof their serenity in this age of overwhelming complexity. It also touts itself as it does contain those things. Yes, all of that is technically within the 314 pages that is the 5 a.m. Club. There's a story. If you enjoy your self-help, self-growth, informative reads with more flourish and story, then yes, this book may be a good fit for you. As itself states that it is told through an enchanting and often amusing story about 2 struggling strangers who meet an eccentric tycoon who becomes their secret mentor. So, if you are one who enjoys learning through grandiose tales, this might be an informative and enjoyable read. Robin Sharma. The 5 a.m. Club is written by Robin Sharma, who himself is an entrepreneurial marvel. He has written 15 best-selling books on leadership, is the founder, CEO, and Chief Visionary Officer of Sharma Leadership International Inc. And I quote, is one of the world's premier thinkers on leadership, personal growth, and life management, according to Goodreads.com. So if you were seemingly to read a book and take life advice from said book, one written by Robin Sharma would seem like a good bet. So, if any of those highlights piqued your interest and you're even more interested in the 5 a.m. Club, great. The marketing has worked. Now let's move on to the lowlights, as yes, these may greatly impede your enjoyment of this book. Very long-winded. As stated, the information within the 5 a.m. Club is presented in story mode, in which you'll have to progress through the tale that is being told, as to make sure you do not miss some key piece of information, nugget of wisdom, or insight, which may not be all bad, but we do not get into the key how-to 5 a.m. Club until chapter 9 in this book, which starts on page 87 out of 314 pages, which is almost like 1/3 of the way through the book. So be prepared for that. And speaking of the story, the story isn't that good. As a reader, I love a good fiction, but I also expect well-written characters, believable dialogue, as well as reasonable plausibility, depending on the context of the established world. In the case of this book, that was not it. As told through an amusing and often enchanting story. Nope, I'm sorry. The story for me was very paint by numbers, if you will. Will there be a love story? Will there be drama? Will there be characters fleeing for their lives? Will the eccentric millionaire be absurd and eccentric? Yes.
Gnarly, right? The billionaire spoke as he tap danced his way across the floor of the penthouse. Yes, he actually tap danced across the entire room. Next, he began flailing his arms maniacally and grooving intensely to his imagined music. Finally, get this, he started twerking. Yes, the illustrious industrialist who was worth over $1 billion was twerking in that hotel suite.
And that brings me to my next low light. It feels like an infomercial / seminar. With taking into account the long-windedness, getting into the 5 a.m. club, what it is and how to actually do it, as well as the story not being the most believable, enjoyable, or well written, the author themselves tends to write in a way that is reminiscent of selling a product. Let me explain. Throughout the writing, the author has characters allude to what will be explained later, be it tomorrow, later, etc. So you are seemingly stuck waiting for what you are made to feel like is an important piece of information. Now remember how I said the actual how-to, what is the 5 a.m. club, doesn't start until chapter 9?
But dang, 9 or 10 chapters in, 100 pages in, and we're barely getting to the actual rules or the actual meat. So far, the book is actually written as an actual story where you have like...
By that time, you are feeling invested in the reading of this book, either because the story has actually hooked you, or because of the cost-sunk fallacy. Now, as you can tell, I was not the biggest fan of this book, particularly in the delivery. But hopefully all that I have laid out before you will help you make your own informed decision. Maybe you have already read the book and loved it. Maybe you're not as interested in this book anymore, but would love some alternatives. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, like, comment, and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video. And this has been Renee Reads from Angela and Then Some, and I'll see you next time.